Break the break, break the power, break the power.
Hello, this is Matt Bergman, and you are listening to the Punk Rock Libertarians podcast, episode 42. I'm here tonight with Jared Schneiderman.
Yo.
And Alexis Schlegel.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
So, Alex, did you win the Powerball this weekend?
I can't disclose. I can't confirm or deny.
That sounds like bullshit.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't even play. Did you play?
I did.
You participated in
I
the state lotto?
I donated.
Man.
I contributed to the coffers of the state.
Oh, man. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, actually, I played.
You
It's
played
like,
too? What the fuck?
Yeah, dude, it's the first time I've ever bought a lottery
seriously,
ticket.
I've never played the lottery before.
Yeah, other than like scratch offs.
No, dude, I haven't even played that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
But I figured, fuck it. I mean, I could do so much good shit if I won that.
Yeah, I guess.
You don't think so?
You don't.
What?
You don't think so?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. You look at like everybody that wins lottos like that, and their life goes to shit afterwards.
Yeah,
So-
but I'm not everybody though. I'm
yeah,
better
but I
than
mean,
everybody.
like statistically, people that win lotto, like you have
yeah,
so
it's
many
something
people,
like 70%.
yeah.
But
Well,
I could be that 30.
like if you take that over can't you take it over like 20 or 30 years or something?
Yeah, I mean that's what you should do.
Or
You
what
should-
is it? What is it? 20 or is it 30 or do you not know?
I think the annuities over. I think it's 20 years,
Yeah. So I mean,
and you get to keep more of it if you do that.
yeah, and plus like if you're worried that you're gonna like blow it all and go bankruptcy, which apparently a lot of people do.
That's insane. How do
Apparently
you
a
blow
lot-
that much money? Like
Well,
how's that
dude,
possible?
Think about it.
You buy a gold mansion.
Yeah, think about it, dude. If you've never,
You buy a
never
giant
had,
vault and swim in it like Scrooge McDuck. Like what the fuck? How do you lose
Yeah.
that much money?
yeah, like if you've never had that kind of money before, I mean, you're not gonna know how to use it. I mean, you could just go crazy. I guess that's what a lot of people do. They just like
Yeah.
go crazy with it.
Not to mention
So,
everybody would
like-
come out of the woodwork trying to,
Yeah, well, I mean, and dude, if you won that much money, you could help everybody like that, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, there's probably wise ways to do it and stupid ways to do it, but I mean, you could hook a lot of people up, and then you could put a lot of money to whatever the fuck you wanted.
hookers
but, I
and
mean,
cocaine.
if you did it to like one of the things, like I was thinking about different things. I was thinking about maybe like buying some commercials during the Super Bowl.
What PRL?
Oh my goodness, I didn't even think about that. But I mean, like that could be one of
That'd
the
be
things.
so ridiculous.
But no, I was thinking about for instance, I'd want to buy a commercial about like ranked choice voting and what it is and why it isn't instituted. You know what I mean? And I feel like if you had something like that,
That's when
during the
everybody
Super Bowl-
would go to take a piss, dude. As soon as that shit came on.
Well, like at any rate, it would start a conversation, and it's a conversation that isn't happening because, the people who would start the conversation are generally politicians, and, we've got a duopoly going, and why would either of those parties want to give themselves any more competition?
Yeah.
But ultimately, competition is what makes everything better. So I mean that's why I feel like we need some sort of like ranked choice voting, or at least some system that opens things up to other parties besides the top two horrible ones.
Yeah. Open primaries would be a good start, but
Yeah, I mean,
even that discussion is just like can't do that,
Yeah, and I
Like-
mean most people are fed up with those two parties too, you know.
Right.
So
Because you hear so many people like, oh, I'm registered independent. I'm like, oh, that's great. So every general election, you get to choose between giant douche and turd sandwich, So what's the point?
well, I mean, I mean, you should open up the primaries. I agree. It's cool that so many people are registered independent. It's like nobody wants to be associated with
either one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is I think that's cool. That's a positive.
Cool if they
thing
were
to think about.
libertarian, though.
Yeah, I mean that would be cool. That would be cooler, probably.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. There's like, I feel like there's just like endless possibilities with that. And it's funny though. Like if I won the lottery, like I would just still keep working on the website. So not much would change there. I'd probably travel while I was doing it,
Yeah.
But I mean that would just be awesome.
You do it on a nicer laptop.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, and speaking of the website, we've been talking for a little while now about possibly changing the name.
Yeah.
And
We've got some ideas. We're not going to share them just in case. But if listeners, if you have an idea, feel free to send it to us. You can just email it to info@punkrocklibertarians.com.
Yeah, and the reason we're thinking about changing it is it's basically if we had a more inclusive title, we'd probably get our message out to more people. So we're not talking about changing like the content or the style, but honestly, just
It's
the
really
name.
just the name.
Yeah,
and maybe
so-
and the logo and the branding and all that. But
Yeah, so it's basically like right now, if it's kind of like the website is, if somebody's not into punk rock, they're probably not going to click on it, or if somebody hates libertarianism, they're not going to click on it.
Yeah.
But the kind of name we're thinking about going in the direction of something that's cool and kind of goes along with the message, but at the same time isn't as excluding to different groups. Like if you have libertarian in the title of your website, chances are you're only going to get libertarians clicking on it, and you're going to be stuck with like an ideological circle jerk. So if the whole point of everything is to get more people into these ideas, maybe a more all-inclusive name that's really cool. So that's the gist behind that.
So,
hey, are you guys excited for the new X-Files?
yeah, I've heard about this.
Yeah, man.
What do you think? When's this? When is it?
I think it's premiering. I think it's a 6-episode. What are they called? Mini-series. I'm guessing they just want to try out 6 episodes before they commit.
What channel? Or is it Netflix or what? What's
well,
going
it's supposed to come on after the AFC Championship, or AFC or NFC Championship.
Probably Fox, right? Is it on Fox?
Yeah, because that's where the original one was. I imagine
I guess
they
so,
still have the
yeah.
rights. So yeah, Fox. So
Wow.
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited. I've been watching the old ones on Netflix, and they're pretty badass. And it's interesting because, like, they're working for the government, but they're also anti-government. Like, yeah, they're both, like, Fox and Scully are both FBI agents, but they're also...
Isn't it Mulder and Scully?
What did I say?
You said Fox.
Well, it's Fox Mulder. But yeah, I guess Mulder and Scully is both their last names.
Like, I don't know. Honestly, I didn't watch it very much. I just thought everybody called them Mulder and
Yeah, I
Scully.
never really got into it when it was, in its heyday.
But dude, I mean, it's cool though. It's like they're working for the FBI, but they're also trying to unearth government secrets and take down conspiracies and shit like that.
Didn't they?
So I mean, it's somewhat anti-government while being a part of the government.
Didn't they reveal some of the topics they're gonna
touch
touch on?
So apparently they're going to be talking about like the NSA and
9/11 conspiracy.
is 9/11 on there too?
Yeah, and
Oh, man.
what
That's like
else?
an Alex Jones wet dream right there.
I know.
Yeah, NSA spying. Yeah.
That should be pretty awesome then. It's
Yeah.
cool that they're like doing topical shit. Although I would like to see like alien shit too. But
Well,
I'm sure that'll be involved.
I mean, who knows where they'll go with it? Honestly, I never got into the original series.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've never cared for it. I've sat through quite a few episodes, and then there were some that like half entertained me, but I don't know. It just kind of like flew past me.
I guess it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Same with you, Alex. You didn't really ever
I don't know, man. I was never. What years were that? Like what?
like
90s?
like 93 was the first season, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I was only like 13, so I don't know.
It's on Netflix.
I don't know. I guess maybe I just never really got into it.
Yeah.
Just-
I think it was because my dad was like super into it when I was little, so I'd kind of like sneak in and watch a few fucked up episodes and
Yeah.
get scared and like run away. And now I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. So
That sounds good. So premiere after probably what, next Saturday? I guess Sunday football. Sunday, probably next Sunday.
was that the AFC one?
I guess.
Are they both
so.
on Sunday?
I think so.
Okay,
Usually
that makes sense.
football. Matt loves talking football on the podcast, right, Matt?
I think it's one of his favorite topics.
Wrong,
Loves
Alex.
football. No, we're not going to talk.
You
about
just like talking about balls, power balls, footballs. Yep.
So-
All right. Well, moving on. So Rand Paul is in the news.
I love this, by the way, too, because it's
What?
I love this whole thing because it's like I tell you, like somebody was told me like a week ago, a Republican friend that I know was like, well, yeah, Rand seems like he's out of it now. He's like kind of smiling and like almost gloating, like ooh. Because so many people were like, oh, I'm just gonna pick the winner,
Yeah.
So like if your guy's out, it's like, oh, you just lost the football pool or something. And it's like, okay, anyways, he's like, Rand's almost out of it now. And then a few days later, I hear about him not making it to the main debate. And then it's like, it looks like things are going downhill. But then he announced that he wasn't gonna, participate in the kitty debate earlier that night.
Kitty debate.
Yeah,
Kitty debate.
It was going to be at the kids' table.
yeah, he was just gonna boycott the debate entirely. And then at first I'm thinking like, is this a good move? It seems a little infantile maybe, but I don't know. I mean, and I wasn't sure, but I wasn't sure it was the best move. But it turned out that, the day after the debate, he did his, what was it, a Twitter town hall or something?
Well, actually, I think he did it on Facebook because I got an alert.
Twitter. It was like Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah, like a combo because, I got an alert on Facebook and I clicked on it. It was like, Rand Paul is doing a town hall. Oh, this is pretty sweet. I watched a couple minutes of it.
Yeah, apparently it was trending more on the internets and got more views than the actual debate itself. So,
really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking amazing.
I guess it trended via Twitter and Facebook, 40 and under crowd.
And when I turned to it, he was saying a bunch of cool shit. He was talking about,
I think I saw earlier that since this, he's actually polling higher than a few of them. I think now he's polling
4%.
No, fourth place.
Oh.
I believe I read that earlier. Because of this
It's possible.
stunt, because of this stunt,
The stunt?
since this stunt, it was a stunt, and it's fucking awesome, man. Because it's basically they're trying to shut him out. They don't want him to be heard. They don't want him to be a choice on the table. He doesn't represent the status quo. Yada yada yada. So they did everything to keep him out, and then he just took what they did, and he just managed to throw it back at them harder, even though they're the media.
Yeah.
He trumped them.
He trumped them.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Because the polling is so arbitrary. Where the fuck did they get these polls from? You know what
I
I mean?
don't know.
Where do they come up with this?
Small sample sizes of people.
I think
phone calls.
Yeah, phone calls. Wait,
I think there's actually a Penn and Teller bullshit where they're talking about polling, and they're talking about essentially with these poll things, they have the people who make them have tricks so they can just basically make it say whatever they want to say.
Right. They just word questions
Yeah.
a certain way, and
but not even that. But I think a lot of these polling data is you mentioned phones, but I think it's all done through so you're a registered voter. You register, you put your phone number. Well, hell, if you don't have a landline, you're not getting polled. So who's getting polled for the most part? Most likely,
you need to have a landline.
I think so. I mean, think about it. When you register to vote, how many cell phone have you had? A couple different cell phones since you last maybe registered?
No.
When you put and not only that, but most
I've had
people
one
don't.
cell phone my whole life.
I mean,
dude.
most younger. I don't put that shit on there. I'm
Yeah.
if I'm registered to vote in the rigged elections, I don't even think I disclose phone number. So. When they say oh, we polled X amount of registered Republicans or Democrats or whatever, it's how are they contacting you? So I think our generation, if you choose to partake in either one of the parties, I think our voice is just being drowned out. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It's all, I don't know. That's the thing. Where do they get these poll numbers from?
I mean, how do you even verify that they're correct either? I mean,
right.
You're just taking their word.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why it's so dangerous, man. I mean, the media wields so much power with that. Because, I mean, if you're supporting someone like Rand Paul and it looks like he only has the support of 10% of the people, you're gonna be like, shit. I mean, and you're not, a principled libertarian. You're gonna be like, oh, shit. Well, I gotta at least pick one of these guys that's polling, that could realistically get the nomination.
Pick the winner.
Yeah, we'll pick the winner, or if you're just concerned about getting your party elected. So I mean,
I honestly think they're really. I honestly think they want him out. They're scared of him.
Yeah.
I think he's been doing the type of work that I don't think the other candidates like Cruz or Trump are even doing, the actual doing the groundwork and organizing.
I don't know how scared they are of him. I think they definitely want him out though.
I mean, they definitely don't want him being the only
I
voice
think they
of
were more
reason.
scared. I think they were more scared of his father.
Yeah, but I think they just want to just completely eliminate any voice of reason or libertarian strains within the party.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Honestly, I think the GOP is more afraid of Trump than anything.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. Yeah.
I think they're riding behind Trump because he has so much momentum and he has the chance to possibly
oh god
do something, but do something as far as win. But They don't. He's not the status quo. I mean, I'm not saying I like Trump. You know, we've had this discussion before,
Sure,
but
You don't want to make America great?
huh?
You don't want to make America great?
Nah, man, fuck America. No, but anyways, yeah. I mean, you know, they're afraid of him because he actually has momentum and he does not represent the status quo.
I don't know. I think he's a plant.
A plant?
Yeah.
By who? The alien?
I
The
don't
aliens?
know. Yeah.
The reptilians?
No, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I think he's just a big media distraction. Plant for Hillary. You know?
Plant for Hillary.
Yeah. Like it
So
was
like
all
just
along.
set up a, what do they call it?
Yeah.
Just something easy to knock down when the time comes.
Right. Because I don't know.
I mean,
If she's not convicted
if
before
you
then.
put a gun in my head and told me to bet on who's gonna win, I don't know why you'd have to put a gun in my head.
No, I mean,
I mean, I'd probably bet on Hillary to win the whole thing.
if she's not in jail.
You think
before-
Hillary could beat Trump?
Could beat Trump?
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't know, dude. I think a lot of people hate Hillary, and I mean, granted, a lot of people hate Trump. But I've also I believe I read recently somewhere that people were saying Trump's actually a lot more popular than polled because like so many people were like embarrassed to say that they like him. So you know, who knows what they're gonna do.
But I
in
also
the-
feel like
the
there's
voting
so many
booth.
people that would be motivated to go to the polls just because they hate Trump.
Right.
Like, you know, any a lot of liberals don't vote, you know, self-described liberals, they just don't vote until they're like motivated to vote. You know what I mean? Until like there's a good reason for them to vote. Like
I don't know if Hillary Clinton's that good.
Yeah, but I
I
mean-
got you voting against Trump. Might
Yeah,
be the
yeah.
good reason.
But I don't know.
Oh man, I can't.
That's
wait.
just the
It's
way
gonna
I-
Oh, what?
It would be
Yeah.
fucking.
Oh god.
It would be really interesting to see Trump versus Bernie though. I mean, terrifying, but also
Oh man, that's when I'm.
from a historical perspective.
Well, I think Rand versus Bernie would ultimately be the most interesting thing.
Rand
That would
versus
be
Bernie
that would be
awesome.
the most interesting as far as like actual substantive debate.
Yeah.
No, I've read a couple
Like-
times. I've read a couple times that Bernie and Rand were supposed to have a capitalism versus socialism debate.
Yeah, I think.
And then I think I saw recently somebody posted about it again. Like it's still supposed to happen.
Didn't
but-
Rand challenge him?
Yeah, yeah, and they were like raising money and trying to like try to make this happen. And,
How much money does it, dude? Come on this podcast.
yeah, right. I don't know.
We'll do it for free.
Yeah.
Did you hear Bernie? Their campaign, they ran out of free stickers.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Dude, that was amazing. I was about to share that article, but then I saw it was the Libertarian Republican.
Oh, yeah.
Then I saw it was
Clickbait.
the Libertarian
Oh, did they
Republic.
steal it
God.
too?
And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not sharing any of their shit.
I know, right? I can't stand that website. It's just like so much clickbait and clicking through the goddamn article, and there's so much shit. Like just like that site's the worst.
Yeah, dude.
That site's the worst.
Man.
Austin Peterson.
Yep.
Yeah, isn't he?
He's
So
a-
he's
he's a
so
penis.
who's in the running for Libertarian, like to get the nomination? You got Gary Johnson,
John
Is in
McAfee,
here. Yeah. Anybody else like throw their hat in
Austin
the ring?
Peterson. Isn't Chris
God.
Cantwell running?
Oh God, that,
No, where'd you get that from, dude?
What?
Where'd you get that from?
Chris Cantwell?
Yeah.
he's all about Trump.
We talked
man.
about that on here before.
No, he's not running. He's just like he's cool with voting now. But as far as I know, he's not running for anything.
He's cool with voting for Trump,
I
right?
know, right? He's lost his mind.
I don't know about that. I think he's like maybe he was endorsing Trump. I don't know. I haven't seen too much of his stuff recently, but it was kind of like he was talking about Trump a lot. So then I just kind of stopped paying. I started paying even less attention. You know, because I don't know. It's just like any of these libertarians that are endorsing Trump. It's
Yeah.
I don't know. I somehow feel like it's worse than the libertarians endorsing Bernie. Because
Yeah, that's
you know,
insane.
like in what ways is Donald Trump libertarian at all? Like I can't name one.
Or like
You know?
when,
like at least Bernie's pretty libertarian on the drug war.
or in 08 when they're like, "Hey, we got this guy Bob Barr, libertarian." That was terrible. I was like, "What? Why? Like, who's this? Why?" You know, he was a former congressman. He was like all behind like the Patriot Act. He voted for the Patriot Act.
Dude,
voted
what does
for
that have
the
to do
war.
with Bernie or Trump? Dude?
Oh no, but I'm just saying sometimes like you have libertarians that like to advance the party,
Right,
they
like-
forget about the philosophies,
Well,
or
I
forget
think
about.
that whole thing was like a disappointment in the Libertarian Party.
Right.
I'm talking about like a disappointment in like libertarians who somehow like, are just picking these like status quo candidates.
Yeah, then that is too.
They're
It's
not
like-
even they're not really status quo candidates, but they're
well,
authoritarian candidates.
yeah, okay, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it's just disappointing. It's like, you see friends on Facebook like posting Bernie articles or Trump. It's like, wait a minute. Like, I thought come on, what are you doing? You're better than that. But anyways, what else we got, Jared?
Well, speaking of other presidential candidates, Ted Cruz failed to show up for the vote for Audit the Fed, a previous version of which bill he had co-sponsored.
Yeah, it was.
So that's disappointing. And the act failed as well.
Yeah, I mean, his vote wouldn't have made a difference, but just on principle, I mean, I think just in the previous debate, he was, talking about we need to audit the Fed, we need gold standard monetary policy, etc.
He was saying that?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they should. I watched.
So what
one
the
of
fuck?
those,
Did he have a stomach virus? Like, why didn't he show up?
I don't. I mean, when your wife is, an executive for Goldman Sachs, I
What?
think. Yeah, you don't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. She. And I think when
She's probably like, you got to shut the fuck up.
when he filed for right. Well, not only that, but just within this week, he failed to disclose a loan from Goldman Sachs, or I guess. He didn't disclose it on all the paperwork or all the,
Yeah,
when
his
his Senate campaign in 08. Yeah,
Or
08.
was it 08?
Was it? No, 2010. 2010. I think 2010. Anyways,
Okay.
but it doesn't matter. But it's just a fact, like, by not showing up just on principle, it just really shows, like,
It shows that it's not a priority, and
Right.
it's funny because he likes to, he's trying to reach out to all these like liberty people. There's libertarian leaning Republicans that would, I feel like he's trying to reach in on Rand's people or grab some of those former Ron Paul people, but it just shows that how sincere is he really? Not
Yeah.
very.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
I mean, it just would have been cool to have like someone else up there actually saying that shit and then actually meaning it and
Yep.
actually standing behind it. But
Well, I mean, I believe the bill, it wasn't like a landslide. It
was like,
I think there were like 10 votes off or something, right?
yeah, it was, I think 53, but it needed 60, so yeah, it fell short.
damn.
Yeah.
So was it like a full audit or was it like one of those half-ass?
I don't know. It was Rand Paul's bill, so that could
was
be
Rand
another
Paul's
thing
bill?
too. Yeah, I mean, so yeah,
If it was Rand Paul's bill, it's probably
yeah,
I would think would be like a legit audit.
I think I read even Rubio voted for it.
yeah, and
Really?
even Bernie Sanders showed up. Now I don't know how they voted on the issue.
I believe Rubio voted to audit the Fed. And I
What
believe-
about Sanders?
I believe Sanders did too.
Oh,
Wow.
good for both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing you can kind of get behind Sanders a little bit more than you would get behind Trump in that sense. But anyways, so in Chicago, 170 people have been shot.
Actually, it's 120 people
Oh, I couldn't read my handwriting.
in,
Sorry.
in the first
It actually looks like it says no people.
in the first 10 days of 2016.
And they have pretty heavy gun control laws, right?
Yeah.
Pretty strict there.
Yeah, I believe
How's
they're,
that
they're
working
the
out?
heaviest in the country. This is Barry's stomping ground here. So,
Very stopping.
and it's a progressive gun control utopia of Chicago, and there's this huge these huge murders going on, all these gun deaths.
Yeah.
And it's funny because this is supposedly the answer to stop all this from, that's what Barry says, but it's not working.
It's funny though. Whenever you bring up this point, people just say, or like the common argument is that they're just getting it from outside of Chicago, or outside of
Dude,
Illinois.
and they're probably right, because that's why you need it everywhere, dude. And then that's why you need Trump's wall, dude, because then they won't be able to get it from outside of the country.
Exactly.
And then, dude, it'll be a statist utopia.
Right.
So
And
you
then
know,
you got to ban all the 3D
If you got
printers.
Barry's gun control and you got Trump's wall, you know, we've got sadist utopia.
Right.
And we'll just have to monitor the interwebs, you know, and make sure that all the blueprints and, you know, any
All the
type
documents.
all the documents online to,
Yeah.
I don't know if you have a machine shop or a fabrication shop, like if you have a modern machine shop, you know, that you could,
Right.
you know, and then they would have to, you know, I mean, it's ridiculous.
But it also points to the fact that they're completely ignoring like the question that is raised, which is why are all these deaths happening in Chicago? What's causing them? I mean, clearly it isn't just because there's a whole bunch of guns laying around easily accessible. I mean, clearly in order to get them, they have to import them illegally or steal them or whatever. So what's really behind the issue?
So there could be a black market, you're saying.
Well, no, I'm just
could be
saying,
a-
like, why is there so many?
Oh,
why
the
are there
drug
so
war?
many shootings?
Can't talk about the drug war.
No, can't talk about the drug war.
Can't talk about that.
Nope.
That's off the table. Both parties can't discuss.
Nope, can't talk about that.
No.
Well,
Can't talk about
that.
Well, we can't talk about it.
All right.
Can't talk about it. It's the guns, Jared. It's the guns.
Yeah.
We got to get rid of them.
All right. Well, so Gary Johnson issued a response to the State of the Union. What'd you guys think of that? Did you hear it?
I didn't get a chance to check it out. Matt, what did Gary have to say? Are you feeling the Johnson?
Feeling on that Johnson.
Feeling the Johnson?
Big old.
No, honestly,
Big ol'
I
big
gotta
ol'.
say I did not catch that.
Really? It was pretty cool. I mean, you know, he just pointed out how, you know, government's done nothing but grow. Barry's continues to bomb people. You know, the NSA continues to violate our rights. I mean, he basically pointed out all the stuff that we talk about, but
Yeah.
it was pretty concise. It was well said. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Gary Johnson's a cool motherfucker.
Yeah, I wonder what I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I mean, kind of just watching what all goes down from afar with this presidential election and seeing, like, maybe, I mean, if it comes down to, like we were discussing earlier, like, hypothetically, Trump and Hillary, you know, what if this could be, you know, a time where, like, you know, someone like Gary Johnson who's running, you know, someone reasonable, people are like, wait a minute, whoa, we got Hillary Clinton here and
Yeah.
supposedly,
Dude, I mean,
and
if you got like a
Trump-
really awesome like PR force behind him.
Like, did either of you guys watch the GOP debate?
no,
Dude, I haven't watched like any of the
I watched
GOP
like the
debates.
reason. I watched the reason highlights.
Yeah,
and
I'll watch
lowlights,
highlights, or I'll watch
the
like Rand
lowlights.
Paul highlights.
Well, it's
Yeah.
funny because like I've talked to a lot of people like who are like libertarians, and I mean it seems to me like the common consensus is like, you know, since Rand was out, like nobody watched it.
Right.
And I mean, like I was kind of the same way. It's like, well, there's really no point in me watching this if there's nobody on there that, you know, I can take.
I just don't
Yeah.
see any value in anything they say. Like, I can't take any of it at face value.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just why bother?
Yeah, well, I
I don't
mean,
know.
yeah, I mean, so with this last debate with Rand on there, like, yeah, I just was not interested at all.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty funny because I was listening to the Tom Woods show, and they were talking about how, like, you know, they have this commitment to watch all these debates because after every debate, Tom and Lou Rockwell, you know, talk about the night before the GOP debate, you know, and so it's funny that because they're both like, oh, yeah, we gotta watch this because we got to talk about it. So yeah, it just seems like for a lot of people, it's just nothing to watch there, you know, without Rand.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I imagine Trump might be entertaining, but I don't know. That's a big if.
I guess he's like a broken record. He's like China,
Yeah.
China.
It's like, at what point is he gonna say, I don't know? And it's just like exactly like broken record. It's like, all right, at what point is he gonna maybe, I don't know, discuss?
I don't know. I mean, he always
in depth.
means it.
Like I'm kind of
He always-
amazed that he hasn't said anything that's just like totally ruined him yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's the entertaining part.
It
Is
seems like-
how
like
far
it-
can
it-
you push the envelope before it's just like, dude,
I know,
that's
dude.
enough,
Yeah.
man.
Dude, because these are like fucking PC times, dude. And it's I'm just like amazed.
Yeah.
At least I don't know. You would think that they're PC times, but so many people love them. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think
Maybe
there is
people
a
love them
large.
because the times are so PC and people are getting sick of all the PC.
That's what it is. And I think it's you just have like half. Well, I don't even know about half, but you have a large portion of the country is these PC people, and then you have a large portion of the country that's like anti-PC. And so he's able to grab onto that one large portion, and that kind of staves off the PC people. I don't know though.
Huh.
Trump. Have you guys seen the video with the Trump dancers?
Yeah, that shit was pretty
Dude, I
eerie.
had like a mild anxiety attack watching it.
What's that? I didn't see it.
Dude, it's like these like 3 little girls, and they're wearing like American flag dresses, and they're at this Trump rally, and they're like singing this just like crazy song about like freedom and like killing terrorists and shit. Like, dude, it's insane. You gotta watch it, dude. It's so insane.
Yeah, I saw the one where they
And the people in the background are like, they're just like your stereotypical like Trump supporters, just like, and they're like smiling and they're like clapping along, and it's just like, God damn, this is terrifying.
It's like something straight out of like a North Korean like propaganda video.
Totally, dude.
You know, like singing praises to the great leader. There was one video I saw where they actually mashed it up with like, I think it was like one of those Now This videos, and they go back and forth showing it, and then they're showing actual like North Korean propaganda videos where there's like little kids performing for like Kim Jong-il and shit, or like Kim Jong-un. It's like, oh my God, this is fucking insane. Like this is what's going on. Like this is, I don't know. It was, my mind was blown. I was like, I can't believe this is happening. But yeah, you should check it out, man. It's pretty, I don't know. It's pretty eerie.
Yeah. Did you guys hear about apparently like one of the Oath Keepers was interviewed, and he said if Oregon turns into another Waco, this will be the beginning of a civil war.
I think
One of the Oath Keepers?
Yeah.
Just like a random Oath Keeper?
I think was it.
I'm not sure which Oath Keeper said it. Maybe I should have had more background.
Wasn't there like a lot of Oath Keepers?
But yeah,
you make it sound like there's like 10 Oath Keepers.
No, there are a lot of Oath Keepers. Okay. But so an Oath Keeper said that, and
okay,
it gets interesting to think about.
I mean, I don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, I don't think it's like a situation like Waco.
If it did happen, I think it would change the discussion in politics a lot. It would be a big discussion.
Oh yeah, I mean, it'd be huge if that happened. A civil war? I don't know, maybe. That'd be pretty crazy to think about.
Well, just like we just posted on the website this week, just like they, the one fire marshal in that county or fire chief discovered like 2 undercover FBI agents.
I thought it wasn't a sheriff.
No, he reported it to the sheriffs, and then they ran the plates on these 2 agents because I guess like everybody in that town's kind of like skeptical of everyone. So he saw these 2 individuals at like the town armory and filed them. Called it in, and they ran the plates, and they were both FBI agents, and they were kind of like shady. So they think like, but they were posing as militia members, so kind of like agent provocateurs. So who knows? Who knows what could happen? I mean,
it's like on one hand, like people just aren't really taking it seriously. Like the whole snacks thing.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, Matt, you forgot the snacks for the podcast.
Yeah,
forgot the snacks.
But then, on the other hand, clearly, I mean, if this is true, like clearly the FBI is taking it seriously and possibly trying to make something crazy happen.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely the media, and then also on Facebook, like they're trying to, marginalize these individuals and trying to, by marginalizing them, kind of distracting from what's really going on or any reporting of what's really happening.
Right.
So, I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I'm following that Snacks Free Al-Qaeda page. I mean, just more for like comedy factor.
Yeah.
but yeah, it's definitely, we're not really getting a clear sense of what's really going on up there. So,
right.
And that might be done on purpose. But yeah, just what this week they discovered that they were undercover FBI agents posing as militia members. So who knows? It could be another potential Waco situation. I think we talked about this 2 podcasts ago on my Jump to Conclusions.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You called it, man.
I did.
Damn,
You
dude.
heard it first on the PRL podcast.
Put them in the documents.
But yeah, and that could definitely shift the tone of both Trump and
What is
Hillary.
has Trump come out and said anything
I
about
don't
it?
know. That's the thing. I'm surprised in the last debate. I don't know. I didn't watch it, but you wonder if it's been discussed or brought up or any of the candidates' views on what's going on out there. It's kind of like I don't think anybody has been asked or the discussion's been brought up.
I don't
at
think
all.
I've heard any commentary from even from Rand Paul.
Right.
Or Gary Johnson, I guess, hasn't said it, but he just kind of got on the scene.
Yeah. So who knows? It's kind of like I don't know. Maybe no one wants to really. I don't know.
No one wants to
jump
take
on that
sides
grenade.
on it.
Yeah.
It is kind of hard though, because there's so many different ways to look at it. There's just the fighting against the tyrannical government viewpoint, and then there's they have racist ties, that whole viewpoint,
Right.
and then the
Kinda have to-
snacks viewpoint.
You have to tread lightly with the issue.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been really talking about it with anybody.
Yeah, same here.
It's just kind of
Other than the snacks for y'all Kata page.
yeah.
That's about it.
Other than the humor of it, but
Yeah.
that's really all.
But maybe next podcast we'll have the snacks.
Maybe.
Well, I think that's about it for tonight, guys. Until next time, live free.
Statism's blood break is the blood that is shed. Drenching the flags on the tax bombs in red. Wasn't by a few at the expense of the many. So do the gods in the death machine. You can't justify killing by economic gain. For God, country, and democracy. You can put freedom at gunpoint in a foreign land. You support the troops, then bring them home. I believe that you will do the best for you. And I believe that we have the power, I hate the state, and I know I'm a slave. We can make the break the power. Society owes individuals nothing more than non-interference with natural rights. Once a virtuous person fully comprehends the non-aggression principle, the violence of the state becomes obsolete.